Ghost Recon Breakpoint. The newest installment of Ubisoft's Ghost Recon franchise. In the mold of the previous title, Breakpoint's aim was to simply double down and add more polish to every feature that Ghost Recon Wildlands entailed, while also adding more immersion and gameplay features to give players a nice change of pace from its previous title. Despite all of these changes, the game has been met with mixed reviews and left a lot of players skeptical about the title. Today we're going to be diving into the mind of those skeptics in this episode of Why You Think It's Bad. Launching in 2019, Ghost Recon Breakpoint has shifted gears towards a new type of enemy, as players are no longer taking on cartels and kingpins, but instead battling against modern technology and exploring the dangers of new technology winding up in the wrong hands. Breakpoint takes place on Aroa, a massive island owned by a tech wizard genius, Jace Skell. Skell has brought forth a new age of cutting-edge drone technology, and in doing so, has turned his island into one of the most scientifically advanced nations on the planet. Aroa is made up of several different biomes, with many residents living peacefully throughout the map. That is, until the Punisher, Cole Walker, arrives with his militia and takes over control of the island and its advanced tech. The player stars as Nomad, a ghost soldier who's tasked with liberating the island from its oppressors. Breakpoint brought a few gameplay changes along this time around. Borrowing from other Ubisoft titles like The Division, players now have a level that is increased by the various gear they find on enemies and chests scattered throughout the map. Also new to the game are classes. Opting for more of an RPG experience, players choose between 4 classes: Assault, Medic, Panther, and the Sniper class. Each of these classes offers players a chance to further expand their gameplay style, while not restricting players who want a more simple approach to the game. Also new to the game are a few immersive features to leave players feeling like their decisions have good or bad consequences. The new Bivouac feature allows players to set up camp and change their arsenal to suit the objective, or craft useful items, as preparation now plays a bigger role on missions. One of those immersive features includes the game's new injury system. Players who receive large amounts of damage run the risk of being injured, severely limiting their mobility or other aspects of gameplay, and forcing them to stop and address their wounds. With all of these changes, many fans of the series were left disappointed as the game launched riddled with bugs and just plain ridiculousness. Others complained that having a loot system was restricting players from using the weapons they like. However, to address this concern, the game does allow players to craft blueprints of their favorite weapons, which scale directly to your gear level. Also on the list of concerns, players felt as though the game was stuffed with microtransactions, and while the game does encourage them, we found them to be mostly cosmetic or possibly obtained regularly by playing the game. Perhaps one of the biggest gripes gamers have is that the game just seems to have a lack of heart, which ultimately comes down to personal preference. Despite the skeptics, Breakpoint is continuing to improve the game, promising new content in the future, with the newest of that content coming on March 24th, when the game's new Immersive Mode is released, allowing players to fully customize their gameplay experience. This mode allows players to disable the leveling system, adjust damage and injuries, and even disable UI elements. All of this will be offered without sacrificing your ability to play with others. Now that we've given you an overview and addressed some of the concerns, it's up to you to determine for yourselves whether or not Ghost Recon Breakpoint is worth your time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and leave a like down below if you enjoyed the video. And as always, have a Drexcellent day.